Okay, so let's look at what color we'll do today. Pink. Oh wait, that's a very thick pink. Okay, so we're looking at paper 4. Now the difference between paper 2 and paper 4 is paper 2 is really getting you to show that you know the grammar, the basic building blocks of what you're doing. Paper 4, on the other hand, is really getting you to build on your knowledge. So you're doing level 1, level 2, level 3. So you're really like building on, and that's why we'll have like one question with like 5 questions attached to it. So we'll have A, one, I, I, I. Anyway, so we've got the table shows the areas in kilometers square of the 4 largest rainforests in the world. Okay, so we've got the Amazon with an area of 5,500,000 kilometers squared. The Congo has 2,000,000 kilometers squared. The Atlantic has 1,315,000 kilometers squared, and the Valdivian has 250,000 kilometers squared. So find the area of the Valdivian rainforest as a percentage of the area of the Amazon rainforest. Okay, so we want this as a percentage of this. Okay, so now when we work out percentage is what is percentage? So cent means 100, or like century. Okay, and per, as we know, is like kind of like parts. Okay, so we've got percentage. We want per 100 parts. Okay, so we want as a percentage of the area of the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest is going to be our 100%. Okay, so let me show you something. So we want 5, 5, oh, 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 oh. We want to turn that into 100. Okay, and the 250,000, we want to turn that into x over 100. I see that I'm not showing you that part. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, I'm going to skip all the extraneous details now, and I'm just going to show you. So I'd say 250,000 over 5,500,000. Okay, now I can cancel some of these zeros. So I've got 25 over 550. Now I can do this in my head, which would be great, fabulous, but I'm just going to go fetch my calculator. Doing professional calculator. I have to use a calculator on my phone. I've got millions of children. Okay, no, only five of them. But two of them are absolutely, okay, three of them are absolutely obsessed with calculators. And two of them steal calculators every time they have the opportunity. So if they come into my room, they will take my calculator. Okay, so when I put that in my calculator and it says 25 over 550, what I've got is 0.045, and it's going to be, that's recurring. Okay, now I just want a percentage. So to get it over into a percentage, I could just create this original thing here and just say times 100. Okay, because that's per 100, right? So it's going to be 0.045 times 100. Don't have to write all this down, but I want to show you guys the logic. That's more important to me, showing you the logic and the thinking than showing you how to write it. So it's going to be 4.55%. And I'm running it at 2 decimal places. Let's see what the instructions say here. Oh, there we go. Corrected 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place for angles and degrees. Okay. So over here, I've got 3 significant figures. It's perfect. Okay. So just so you know, significant figure is basically like, instead of saying 0.45, because the 0 wouldn't really be significant, it wouldn't really add anything to the number. Just say 4.55. Okay, let's look at II. Right, in a simplest form, the ratio of the areas of the rainforest. We want Vivaldian, Atlantic, Congo. Okay, so we want II, Vivaldian to Atlantic to Congo. And I think they said simplest form. Simplest form, yes. Vivaldian 250,000. Atlantic 1315. Congo. Okay, so the first thing I know I can do is I can divide each of these by 1,000. Okay, because I want to simplify them. So I'm just going to try simplify all of these. Okay, so that makes it much simpler. Okay. Now, I want to basically simplify this as much as I can, and I can just I probably would generally just use my calculator, but yeah, I've got 250, 1315, and 2000. So I know that I can divide all of those by 5, right? Oh gosh. So then I would have that as 50. 1315 divided by 50. Oh gosh. Yeah, no, I just wanted to divide it by 5. 263 and 400. Okay, what else can I do? So this isn't divisible by 3. There is another method I can use here, but let's just see how many marks this is for. Oh, it's 2 marks. I just don't know if that's a simplest. Can you see anything? Can I simplify it anymore? Mm. So no. Just trying with that 263. On my other calculator, I'd be able to do this very easily. I just can't find it. Just trying to. Can you guys see the answer? I think I'll come back to this. Sorry, brain is just not working super well. Netig. Okay, let me just do it normally. Okay, so let me just show you guys something quick. So 263 is not actually divisible by 3. So we've got can't be 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, can't be 5, can't be 6 because it can't be 2 or 3. Oh, there we go. Eight, no, 9, no, 10, no, 11, no, 12, no, 13. Okay, I think this might be the simplest, but I'm not totally sure. I might come back to it later. So if I'm going to come back to something later, I'm just going to put a little star next to it. But in my exam, I'd be like, okay, I've spent too much time on this. So let's do question 3. The Amazon rainforest has 60% of its area in Brazil and 10% of its area in Colombia. 43 and a third of the remaining area of the rainforest is in Peru. Find the percentage of the Amazon rainforest that is in Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. Can you guys still hear me? I know I've gone quite quiet because voice. Okay, so let's take this. I'm just going to repaste this. Let's just write over here. Amazon rainforest, 60% in Brazil, 10% in Colombia, and 43% of the remaining area of the forest is in Peru. This is actually quite a tricky one because, so I've got 60% in Brazil and 10% in Colombia. Okay. Colombia, I've got 10%. Now, Peru, is 43% of the remaining area. Okay, so I've got 60, 70. So I've got 30% left. Okay, so I've got 30% of the forest left. And of that 30%, 43 and a third percent is in Peru. Okay. Now, I would then say 43 and a third percent. Oh, I'd actually put over 100 of, because of is times, of the, so 43 and a third percent of the 30%. So that's 30% of 5.5 million. Okay, so we've got that. That would actually give us our answer for Peru. Um, so 43. And a third. This is when I need my calculator. Because here's a challenge, guys. Let me show you. If I round off prematurely, okay, by turning this into 0.33, for instance, because it's going to be 3 recurring. if I do that, it's going to affect my answer. Okay, so usually I would do it on my calculator, and I'm quite bummed that I don't have my calculator, but it is what it is. So I've got 30. I'm just going to work out this 30 over 100. Times 55000 gives me 1650. So that simplifies things quite a bit. So I've got 43 and a third over 100 times 1650 and I realize this is behind the thing, sorry about that. Over 1, then I can actually cancel this out. Okay. So then I've just got 43 and a third. That gives me 714. It's 9 recurring. Jace, can you quickly put this in your calculator? 43 and a third. Using the little fraction symbol, hey? It's just my calculator on my phone doesn't have that. Okay, because the problem that it's given me is it's given me 714, 999, and then 9 recurring. Okay, and I have a feeling that if I didn't round off this 3333, it wouldn't do that exactly. Can you hear me, Jace? I can't hear you. So. Yeah. Yeah, this 43, you can either put this one over here, or you can put just this one that I've kind of simplified a bit. Okay, wait. What did you put in? You put, did you, this top one, so 43 and a third over 100 times, open bracket, 30 over 100 times 5.5 million. Close bracket. Because I don't know what I... 165. Just give me a sec. And you got how much? Okay. Mm. Okay, I'm just confused because my calculator on my phone is giving me a very different answer. Yeah, give me 2 minutes. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I will be back in a sec, okay? Found it. Yay. Okay, so that makes life so much easier. So I've got 43. There we go. I still did not get the 57,806 that you got. Um, Now, you know how your degree says fix in the top? Your calculator says fix in the top. I don't know if it's supposed to say that, eh? I'll help you troubleshoot your calculator, just okay. Because it's in math mode, it's in degree mode. I don't know why. What's up with it? Okay. So now when I rounded this off to 33333, it was giving me 714, and it was going 9. Oh, 714,999, and then it was 9 recurring. Okay. Now, if I use my calculator and I use the actual fraction instead of, like, I can do this on paper as well, but if I use the actual fraction instead of using um, just the rounding off method, which just generally don't round off until the very end, I get 715,000. And so that's what it's supposed to be. Okay. And so that's a very easy way that you probably would have lost marks if you didn't think through where you were rounding. Okay. Let's see where we are. That was question 3 here. Okay, now we're not done with that question. It says find the percentage of the Amazon rainforest that is in Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. I think I just did that step for absolutely no reason. Just check something quickly. Because what I want to do is I want to find 43 and a third percent of 30%, which is then 13%. So that was like an extra step. So 13% of the rainforest is in Peru. Okay, so I've got remember how we were here, we've got 60, 10, and 13. So 70, 83, so 83% is in those three countries. Make sense? Okay. So let's take just open exam here. I want to look at question 4, 5. Do you see how all these questions kind of build on each other, but they're very loosely related? Okay. So the area of the Amazon rainforest represents 27 over 50 of the total area of the rainforest in the world. Calculate the total area of the rainforest in the world. Give your answer correct to the nearest 100,000 kilometers squared. Okay, so it's 27 over 50 of the total. Okay. Now, let's do it like this. So it represents 54% of total, and we know that it is 5,500,000 is equal to 54%, and we'll call the total x. Okay, of x. Is that okay? We're good? Okay. I need to stop clearing my throat because it's affecting me with laryngitis, and that's just a bad thing to do when you get laryngitis. So let's write this. So you see now I'm just leaning on my algebra because that just makes me feel safe in life. Okay, so I'm going to just divide, I'm going to multiply this 100 out to get rid of it. So I'm going to multiply it this side, so 5,500,000 I've messed up where my zeros are now. Okay, we're just gonna deal with it like that. lots of zeros, and that's going to be 54x. Okay. Let's just rewrite this. So there's that 3, 3. I like to put it in groups of 3 because it makes sure that I do it properly. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to say get x on its own. So it's going to be 5, 550. Oh, 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 oh. Divided by 54 gives me 101. No, 185. 185.19, and I would wager that that's probably 185 recurring, is equal to x. So I needed to round it off to the nearest 100,000 kilometers, say. 100,000. So it would be to this point over here. So that's going to move 1 up. So it's going to be 10, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0 kilometers squared. Does that make sense? I mean, I may have made some calculation error somewhere. Could happen. It's not outside the realm of possibility. In the world, 60.7 hectares of rainforest are lost every minute. Calculate the total area in hectares of rainforest that is lost in 365 days. Give your answer in standard form. Okay, let's work that out. Fine. So this isn't actually related to anything that we've been looking at. So we've got 60.7 for every minute. Okay. So we're given days. So we've got different calculations here. We want to get that to days. Okay. Now, how many minutes are in a day? Okay, let's first go to how many minutes are in an hour. We know there are 60. Okay, so in an hour, we are losing 60.7 times 60. So in an hour, we're losing 3642. Okay, now in a day, we have 24 hours. So we can take the 363, no, it's supposed to be 3642, sorry. 3642, and we multiply it by 24. You know, I was really not feeling so great. I'm not feeling great still, but like at least I get to do maths, and so this is fun. So 87,408 days. Okay, we good with that? Sorry, that's how many minutes are in a day. Okay. So not minutes, sorry. That's how many hectares we're losing every day. Okay. So we're losing that many hectares of rainforest every day. Now we want to see how many we will lose in 365 days. So we're going to take this 87,408 and we're going to multiply it. Math and I am in a lesson, my child. What's wrong?
Someone asked me if I could ask you if I could teach them how to do a Pokemon kind of battle.
Can you?
Yes, because I do that they can't be able to because I tutored Elsie.
Okay, you taught Aussie. Cool. Perfect. Go for it. So 87,408 times 365. So then we've got 31,000. Oh, wait, no, that's 31 million. Good gracious. Goodness gracious. 920 in 365 days. Okay, are we cool with that? Do you know where the cards are, Nathan? I don't either. Okay. You had them within a month. They might be on this bookshelf behind me. Okay. Let's see if anyone has any questions. No one has posted any questions. Okay. Cool. Is that the last of that question? Yeah. Let's quickly do B then. So the Amazon River has a length of 6,440 kilometers, correct, to the nearest 10 kilometers. The Congo River has a length of 4,400 kilometers, correct, to the nearest 100 kilometers. Calculate the upper bound of the difference between the lengths of the Amazon River and the Congo River. Okay. Okay. So let's quickly define this. What do we mean when we say upper bound? Any idea? I'm just seeing why this is not working. Okay, it's the highest rounded value. Okay, so we're looking for the difference between the lengths. Okay, now this one's rounded to nearest 10 kilometer, this one to the nearest 100 kilometer. Okay, so 6,440 might have been, since it's rounded to the nearest 10 kilometer, it could have actually been 6,444, right? And since this one's connected to the nearest 100,000 kilometer, sorry, 100 kilometer, we've got 4,400 And that could have actually been 4, 4, 4, 0. Do you agree? Okay. So calculate the upper bound of the difference between the lengths of the Amazon River and the Congo River. So I'm just going to take them and subtract them. So 6, 4, 4, 4 minus 4, 4, 4, 0. It could have actually been 4, 4, 4, 9 even. Okay. So, make sense? I don't know if that's the actual correct answer.